Well, guess what time it is, everybody? Nope. Don't look at your watch. You know what time it is when you see me on Tuesday. It's time for the Ruby Girl Talk. So, good evening, everyone. Thank you for tuning in once again. I love my people that be on time. They be sitting in front of their computer at 8:30, ready to see the new and awesome Ruby Girl Talk. And so tonight, it might look a little different for y'all because y'all used to me having another young lady on the talk with me. But I have found a man, y'all. I found a man. So Mr. Blane Clark is here tonight to have a chat with y'all about your finances, about what you're doing with your money and how you can do much better things with your money. So I know we don't like to talk finances with strangers, but Mr. Blane is not going to be a stranger tonight because he's a friend of mine. So if he's a friend of mine, of your favorite Ruby girl, then he has to be a friend of yours. And so what he's going to be talking about tonight is something I had never heard of before I met him. And you probably have never heard of this either. So I call it a great financial secret. That's what I call it, Mr. Blind. But it's something that everybody needs. Sometimes you have to stop and look at your finances because sometimes we're managing our finances based upon how our parents manage theirs or
Mhm,
how we think it should be. And we
mhm,
keep finding ourselves in a rabbit hole every single month and we don't know how to get out. Well, Mr.
mhm.
Blaine is coming here to have that conversation with you. That conversation, you might not want to hear it, you might not agree, but what he's telling you is the real. Because how do I know? It works for him. So if it works for him, it'll work for us. So, Mr. Blaine, before we get started, I want you to go on my page, find the video, share it to your page. So while you do that, I'm gonna give them $1 million commercial. So my name is Karen Dodd, also known as your favorite Ruby girl, and I am the CEO of His Designs LLC. Also the creator of the powerful Ruby Girl brand that comes from Proverbs 31 and 10, which connects you with the tribe with the right vibe. So Ruby Girl is about empowering women and having them re-identify as the Proverbs 31 and 10 plus woman, the woman that God has called you to be, a woman who is fully utilizing her gifts and her talents. So go to rubygirl.net, get you a t-shirt, or you can pick up my new book. It's called A Ruby Girl's Guide to Exiting Domestic Abuse. So if you know somebody's being abused, or if it's you, Ruby Girl, get that book. Share it at the shelters, share it with your friend that you know is in an abusive relationship, or like I say, if it's you, use that book as a tool to get up out of that relationship. So, all right, Mr. Blaine, I said what I said. So it's time for you to introduce yourself.
Well, good evening, everybody. My name is Blane Clark. I'm currently which is a postal worker. Been a postal worker for 38 years. Soon to be retiring in November of this year. And also, I have a part-time business that Miss K, Miss Dr. K has talked about, and I'm doing it on a part-time basis, and I've been doing it for the last 7 years, and I love it.
Okay, what's the
And
name of your business and give us
I,
your website?
my business is MyEcon. MyEcon stands for my economy, so it's your economy that's on the line. So my website is Mr. C Wealth dot myecon.net. That's MRCWEALTH dot myecon.net.
All right. He just gave y'all a link to riches. He just gave you a link to financial stability. So, Mr. Blaine, let's get started with this Ruby Girl talk because I feel like everybody needed, including me. One thing last year, I like to be transparent, is that I took a lot of financial hits last year. It
Mhm.
was like one after another after another. And so when you got credit cards, you can kind of manage it, but at the end, you start to look and say, wow, I got all this credit card debt. What am I gonna do? So this year, I made up my mind. I said, I'm gonna have to work two jobs. I'm gonna have to increase my income flow through my business. And
Mhm.
so that's why I'm glad to talk to you tonight, because I feel like I'm gonna get some financial nuggets that's really gonna help me, because there's a lot of people out there that they have financial hits right after another. I mean, when I tell you, it was like I turned to the left, I turned to the right. I felt like I was in the boxing ring with Mike Tyson. That's how bad it was last
Right.
year.
Yep.
But you know what? But I survived. But I know that this year, this is my year to get it together, to get some things in order. So I want you to tell us, give us an overview of MyEcon. Did I say it right?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
MyEcon, what it is and what it does.
Well, we help people grow their cash flow um, and fix their economy. Now, how a person fixes their economy is by growing their revenue, such as lowering the taxes that they pay, eliminating all debt, and growing your investments. Our platform empowers people um, to do this through a financial education, through our financial education software and our digital business strategy. Yep.
Okay. So you help people also get assets, you help them reduce their taxes. So it's more you help reduce the output. And so when you reduce the output, then your input has a greater impact and you can do more things with it. That's my summary. Did I sum it up? All right.
Well, it's the system. It's the system that people. You know, I show people the system on how to
Okay.
do it. I'm not necessarily a financial,
Mhm.
uh, advisor or credit specialist or
Mhm.
anything like that. We just show people a system. The system has worked for me that empowers them to create more cash flow for themselves and the financial education to do it.
Mhm.
So when you have the financial education, you'll apply it to your money, to your finances.
Why do you think people are so illiterate when it comes to money? Now, this is a question off the rip.
I won't say they're illiterate. I wouldn't say that illiterate. They're illiterate. They're not stupid. And it's just that this type of information is not taught.
Mhm.
What our parents didn't know, our grandparents didn't know how money worked, how to make it grow, how to build wealth. So when that happens, it's passed down to generation to generation. So, growing up, you think just working a job, um, getting a degree is going to get you to wealth. There's nothing wrong with those things. Trust me. I mean, I've worked a job 38 years, and I'm a prime example. I still work my job. I'm not wealthy, but when these things are only taught to a certain group of people, which is maybe 3 to 5% of the population, and then everybody else gets left out. So basically, you have the have and the have-nots. So people just don't know the strategies on how to grow their finances or how to grow their credit score.
So I think about my great. I was raised by my great grandmother. Now I think about some wise money moves they did do. They believed in savings because um during the time I was born and I was in Mississippi, might have been a Mississippi thing, but you got two things when you were
Hmm.
born: a savings account and life insurance.
Hmm.
And when I tell you my grandmother, we didn't have a lot of money, but she made sure she put something in the savings account and she made sure that my insurance, my life insurance policy was paid. So they had some knowledge, some good financial sense, but also as times changed, you didn't get credit unless you had money. That
Hmm.
was the difference between credit then and credit now. Now they give you credit because you don't have money. But when I was growing up down south, you had to have money before they would give you credit. We just happened to, it was a grocery store that would give credit to those that didn't have money. So, to make sure that, we ate. But that's the two things that I learned from my grandmother was to save and to also have an life insurance policy. So now we see a lot of GoFundMe's, now because I think people are like, why put that money towards a life insurance policy? But that creates wealth too. And so I had a life insurance policy, but it got cashed in by somebody. I
Hmm.
didn't realize that that with that policy, how financially better just with that I would have been. So my family didn't understand the value of having a life insurance. It was to them just something that everybody, that my grandmother did and her grandmother did. So,
Mhm.
they had a little bit of financial I would say guidance. I think as we got made more money, we kind of got away from some of that old, we call it the old school stuff. But let me tell you, that old school stuff was the good school stuff. Am I right, Mr. Blaine?
Yeah, yeah, it was good then. Because we was taught to put our money in a savings account, and savings account, uh, you may get less than 1%,
Hmm.
on return on your money, and that's a good. It's okay, but leaving your money in a savings account is not going to help you in the long run. It's not going to help you create wealth, only because it's not going to keep up with the cost of living, inflation. Because inflation is 3, 4 times, that. And if
Yes.
you don't keep up with inflation, you're not going to keep up you know, with the cost of living. And people, and thousands and millions of people are struggling now, because of that. They don't know where to put their money into something that's going to make it compound, 9, 10 times sometimes, than just, leaving it in a savings account. So yeah, I agree with you. I was brought up with that same thing. And looking back at it now, I wish I would have learned this in my 20s and my 30s.
Me too. I wish when I was younger, when I left home when I was 19, I was better. I had smaller, how can I put it? I didn't have that much cash flow, but I
Mhm,
didn't have debt. And I
mhm.
remember I worked in the shoe store and I would swipe people credit cards. And here I am, oh, I want a credit card so bad. I just thought it was a sign of, which it was back then. It was a sign of like having money, a credit card. Boy, if I only knew what I knew
Yeah.
now, I would have stayed debt free. I didn't have a car. I lived in an apartment. My rent was $95. I told somebody and they laughed at me. I said, I have never paid to stay anywhere over $500. It's always been under $500. And
Yep.
so they were like, really? But you can live a good life. You don't have to pay a lot to live that good life. You just have to be wise. So why is cash flow and assets important? Isn't that just for businesses or corporations?
Uh, no, not necessarily. It's for individuals, as it can work for individuals as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think that it's not just for, it's for a cash flow, and assets determine your cash flow success.
Mm-hmm.
So what I mean by that is, the more cash flow that you have, it creates an opportunity for a person to buy income producing assets, such as, mutual fund, stocks, real estate. These are things that creates cash for you.
Mm-hmm.
So our principle that we live by is, one of the wealth principles that we is taught in our company is cash, asset, cash. And everybody needs cash. Everybody needs it, whether you're churches, governments, creditors. But the bottom line is, everybody needs, it's cash, asset, cash. You take some cash, you put it into an asset which generates more cash, and then you rinse and repeat. So it's not necessarily just businesses and corporations. This can apply to individuals as well. So
I don't.
people can do this.
And you know what? I agree with you. I guess we don't think of it like as, like you said, assets. And when you said cash making assets, nothing popped up in my mind until you started talking about real estate and different stuff like that that you named off. And I agree, we need more assets because we have a lot of expenses, but we never think about investing in real estate, what you say, mutual funds,
Mutual
stuff like
funds
that.
and stocks.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so
Mhm.
you just have to educate yourself. It's out there, it's right at your fingertips. It's called YouTube, it's called Google. So now we don't have to remember the
Also called
encyclopedia.
MyEcon too.
Oh, MyEcon, please don't let me forget MyEcon. But
Yes,
remember we used to
yes,
have them
ma'am.
encyclopedias?
Oh
So
yeah,
we don't
yes,
have,
ma'am.
yeah, so we don't have
Ah,
to go look
I,
under
I, I'm,
F. Get
yeah, I'm gonna be real with you. I couldn't stand encyclopedias. Them things
really?
was heavy. Yeah, them books was heavy, but I just saw them pages. I just saw how thick it was, and sometimes I would just look at my mother or my dad. I just cry. You know.
I like the pictures. They
Yeah.
had some pretty pictures, and I remember they used to go door to door. They used to have door to door salesmen that
Mhm.
would actually sell those. So yeah, y'all, we taking y'all a little bit in the back, in the going back, but on the real though, you have to learn how to make your cash grow. It's
Mhm.
easy to make it shrink, very easy. But then you have to sit down and you have to look at where your cash is going. And I think a lot of us don't want to take that hard look. We figure it's too much work and we just keep getting in a cycle. This time when I get my check, it's going to last until I get my check again. Then it don't. And we say this time, but until you do something different, it's going to be the same old cycle. And it looks like, Mr. Blaine, you get paid on Friday, and by Monday, you like, where did the money go? It's like
Mhm.
something just gobbles it all up. And then Monday, you back broke again. And then I swear to you, I look at my account and I swear my bank does not know how to subtract. And I'll be looking like, okay, wait a minute. They did subtract that right. But it just seems like it's weird how sometimes it's almost like money gets sucked out of your hands so
Mhm.
quickly.
Yes, could be, and I want to say this too, and actually, it does. A lot of people think you make six. There's people in this country that make six figures,
Hmm.
and uh, there's those some of those people are living paycheck to paycheck. You know why? Because a lack of money management skills. Because the more money you make, the more that you spend on stuff that's not making your money grow. And if you don't have the education or the knowledge to to take that money or that cash flow and put it into something that's going to make it multiply compound,
Hmm.
then it's just going to be you're going to pay more taxes. Taxes cause debt. If you don't have enough cash on hand, then you swipe a credit card. When you swipe a credit card, you're paying for things two and three times, and that's a major problem in our country.
Do you remember when
Edu-
they changed it with the credit cards where they would tell you if you pay this much, it'll take you so many years to pay?
Mhm.
They were
Yep.
trying to educate us
Mhm.
about credit card debt, because people were not understanding just paying that minimum amount is really getting sucked up in interest. It's something
Mhm.
when the government basically has to come in and try to
Mhm.
teach us. But my econ, how does my econ help you with mutual funds? If just being a part of it, do we get teaching? Um,
That is exactly what we get. Teaching there's people in our company like millionaires, our co-founders that have been doing this. That they're nine figure, they've cash flow over nine figures. Um, and they teach us, they show us, they train us on how capitalism works and how your money should grow. They show us, put it in mutual funds, invest it. Um, you can put it in stocks, mutual funds, or you can even, if you want to buy some real estate, they can create cash flow for you. So you can do that. We're taught through millionaires and other people. It could be young people. My thing is you're never too old to learn and you're never too young to teach. And there's even people in their 20s and 30s that's doing, for five-figure residual income. And that's because, they've utilized the strategies. You can strategize yourself to wealth.
mm,
And so we have training. throughout the week. We have training, nationwide training twice a month through our co-founders, and these are millionaires that are actually doing it. But they could just easily be doing other things, but they take time to show us, you know, how to grow our money. It's up to the individual to be plugged in and learn these nuggets.
Mhm.
You know, is what you put into it, you know, is what you're gonna get out of it. So yeah, we have training. There's 24 hours. There's no experience necessary. So we are trained on how to uh make our finances grow.
So how long has MyEcon been around?
MyEcon's been around 19 years. We're
Oh, really?
debt free company.
And it's funny, I've never heard of it until
A
you
lot of
said
people
something
have.
about right. It's almost like a underground secret, but I'm glad that you're here to tell us about it because now people can go on your website. And what's your website again?
It's Mr. C Wealth dot myecon myecon.net.
Okay. So they can go on there and get even more information than
Mhm.
what we're going to share tonight. So it's time for our 60-second break. This was real quick. I feel like we just got on, but this is really, really quick. So for 60 seconds, I'm gonna let you say whatever you gotta say, and I'm gonna go out there and see if anybody have questions. And hey, y'all, before he do this, let me tell you, he has put some questions out there. So we're gonna come back and look and see whatever questions you put out there, and we're gonna do like a question and answer session. So if you got some questions, start typing them in now. So Mr. Blaine, go ahead for your 60 seconds.
Okay, well, let me say this. Our business has helped tens of thousands of people throughout the country. We've had people go from bad credit to excellent credit in 90 days. We've had people buying their dream homes and dream cars. People in our company that have left their jobs to attain financial freedom. We also have motivational teachings. We have, like I said, we do trainings twice, nationwide training every Saturday, and everybody that's on gets the knowledge and the nuggets through, the people that are actually doing it. We have excellent leadership. Nobody's hating on anybody. We actually encourage and help each other build each other's business. You know, so we help each other. We are a family in this business, and we help each other. We encourage each other, and we promote um, each other. We have promotions and stuff like that. So I love this company. It's been a blessing to me and my family.
Amen. All right. Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you. So you gave them your website again, right?
Yes, Mr. C Wealth
Mhm.
dot myecon.net.
All right, somebody put that in the chat. Who's my secretary for the night? So we got Blair Cherie out there. She said, "Hey, Mr. Blaine, how are you doing?" We got
Hello
Wanda,
there.
Wanda out there saying hello. Marietta Mills, Ty Jackson, and anybody else that's watching, I want to thank you for watching. But stay tuned, stay tuned. So this is the second part of our show, and I want to thank you, Mr. Blaine, for that encouraging talk because people are thirsty and hungry for financial information, and so tonight what you got to tell them is very needed. So this is the second part of our show, so we're going to switch it up just a little bit. So I'm gonna ask you this question: tell us how being a part of my econ has helped you financially and contribute to your personal growth, because we need to see the proof in the pudding. I'm sorry.
Mhm. Well, let me say, I've been with my econ a little over 7 years. Um, it's helped me to pay off both my mortgages on my house. The second mortgage that I had, I saved 12 years of interest. So I shifted 12 years of interest, 144 months back into my household. Also, I've been able to cash flow through my job, $400 um, additionally back into my paycheck a month. My credit score is steadily growing. by eliminating, my credit card debt, which lowers my credit utilization, which raises my credit score. And above all, my econ has taught me to better manage and grow my economy with wealth principles. Like I was telling you earlier, that wasn't taught to me in schools and colleges, and I apply these principles to my finances, and I help others do the same to their finances. So I help I help myself by helping others.
Mm, okay. Now that's a good testimony. You said how you paid your house off. You said how many years you put back into your household?
Well, I had two mortgages. I had the second mortgage. I was able to pay it off in 18 years. I took out a 30-year mortgage back in 2004, and
Mm-hmm.
I paid it off in 2022. So I
Mm-hmm.
saved uh 14, was it, let's see, 12 years of interest. So
Wow.
that's 144 months of interest that I would have been paying to the banks, and I shifted it to my household.
So if somebody was thinking of buying a house and they're trying to get their finances together, would my econ be able to help them also?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. Yes, ma'am. Yep. And yep, the way you do it, we because you have to, create, your credit score, get your, we have the system to build your credit score up.
Mm-hmm.
Once your credit score is built, you can we show you how to set aside some cash flow, create some cash flow for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be when it comes time to you want to buy that house,
Mm-hmm.
you have the down payment or whatever, and your credit score would have gone up,
Mm-hmm.
and you get a better interest rate.
Oh wow. Yeah,
Mhm,
that credit score is something else because I remember before the credit score, they just looked at your TRW, as we called it,
mhm,
just to see if you were paying on time. And then I remember when the credit score system come up, and that's kind of tricky because it's funny. I can pay something off, and they will give me like maybe 1 point, but then if my credit card go up, then they'll ding me like for 15 points. I'm like, wait a minute, this ain't working. I should get more points for doing the right thing than more points taken off for doing the wrong thing. So I don't know who be grading my credit score, but
mhm,
I get it. I mean, I get how it's set up, and it is ways, like you said, that my econ will teach you how to get your credit score up because it's a system. That's all it is, a system that the computer is looking at. You do this, we take this, and you do this, we add this to it. But so, what financial resources do my econ provide? Now, you're talking about we do training, but we need some financial resources also.
So the first thing that we have systems and strategies to help you build a full financial plan for yourself and your family.
Mhm.
It's nothing like having your money in your hands instead of the hands of somebody else. So we also have systems that helps our clients lower their taxes from $3,000 to $5,000 a year.
Mhm.
Because
Mhm.
since you're a business owner, you have tax advantages.
Mhm.
So we use the IRS tax guidelines as training and to educate on us how taxes work.
Mhm.
So it ain't just a MyEcon thing. We're where I train through the IRS through the tax guidelines. We go by tax guidelines.
Mhm.
Okay. And we also have a system that helps people get 100% debt free, including their mortgage, just like myself.
Mhm.
We also have a do-it-yourself credit system, a
Mhm.
do-it-yourself credit system. We just touched upon that a few seconds ago. Um, so let me ask everybody out there a question. Would you rather have credit repair in your hands, educating yourself on how it works, or put it in somebody else's hands and pay hundreds of dollars monthly for them to fix your credit?
Well, let me raise my hand to answer that question. I like learning things so that I can share with others. So I would rather learn it myself because
Mhm.
once it's just like you teach somebody how to fish. They can always go out and provide for themselves. So personally, I would rather learn for myself. Let me see if anybody answered that question. But go ahead. You're right, and I like what you said that you being mentors by millionaires. So you being mentored by people that's a step ahead of you, and that's great. It's great sometimes when people grow together, but it's also great when somebody has been already through it and they reach back and they pour into others. And I'm finding now that a lot of millionaires are finding out that it's very fruitful to do that. It used to be a time people were millionaires and that was it. You just had to kind of figure it out yourself. But more millionaires are reaching back. And I really believe that's God touching their hearts like, okay, you up here with the few, the 3% or whatever. But what about the other 97% that's left behind that's down there struggling, you know? So why not teach them what you learned along the way? And they're finding out too that it can be economical for them,
Mm-hmm.
you know, to go
Absolutely.
back and to teach those that's not there yet. And then it gives you more people to socialize with. And also, it's a God thing to do. God
Mm-hmm.
is not about us just getting to the top level and we don't help anybody else. But we think the top is crowded, but the top is not. It's the bottom. That's why we're down here suffocating. That's why we're down here thinking it's so crowded. And if we get to the top, it's gonna be the same. It's not. It's
Mm-hmm.
only a few percentage of people that's really at the top. But I love the fact to be mentored by a millionaire. It's totally different. They think differently than we do. They
Mm-hmm.
have a more positive outlook about things where we might be like, oh, this is an issue. Their thinking is, let me solve this. How can we figure this out? They don't let things block them. They see blocks as an opportunity for them to figure it out. We see blocks as an opportunity for us to stop. So that's the difference between a poor mindset and having a rich mindset. Am I right, Mr. Blaine?
You got that right, Dr. K. And I want to piggyback on what you're saying. I didn't understand uh, until I want to say maybe my second year into the business how
Hmm.
mindset plays a major role in this because you can have uh you can it's 90% of the business is mindset. You
Yes.
know, you've got to be consistent, disciplined, and this takes discipline, you being coachable, having an open mind on learning different things that's been accustomed to us for so long. It takes a mindset. Mindset is the main thing. And when you surround yourself with people that open their minds, that think positive, that's want to that's consistent, and they want to coach you, people that want to help you, it's that's huge. And when you
Yeah.
surround yourself with those people, then it helps you to level up.
And I was talking to my to some friends of mine, and I was telling them about walking into the room where people know more than you do, or maybe as they say, a higher status than you are, to not to be intimidated by it, to walk into that room like I'm here to get knowledge. I'm
Mhm.
here to get where they're at. Just like if you walk into a classroom and the teacher's standing there, you're not intimidated by that teacher. Am I right? You can
That's
walk
right.
into that classroom like she knows more than I do, but she's going to teach me what I need to know at this moment, what I'm
Mhm.
walking into this class for. And that's how you have to look when you walk into rooms with millionaires, billionaires. Don't be in awe of them like, oh, they just this great person. No, there are people with a different mindset than we have. Like the Bible said, time and chance happen to us all, not to some of
Yep.
us, but to us all. But a lot of times we miss the timing of it because our mindset is not right. We're still thinking poor. We're still thinking, whoa. And so you have to work on your mindset. Just like you exercise your body, we
Mhm.
forget that our brain is an organ.
Yep.
Also, we're just thinking it's something just floats around or something, but it's also an organ that we can condition also. So you condition it. How, Mr. Blaine? Tell us how we can change our mindset.
Well, it starts with what is your why?
Perfect.
What's your why? Uh, why do you want to, let's say, for example, build wealth? Why do you want to spend time with your family? Why do you want to quit your job? Uh, and you know, there's nothing wrong with the job or anything or whatever. But if you're tired of just, the system of linear pay is when you swipe a time, you get paid. When you swipe out, you don't get paid. If you're tired of that system, your why should be, well, I should learn how to build some cash flow, how to build a home-based business. Um, and I need to, um, my mindset has to change. You can't build wealth with an employee mindset.
Mhm.
You know,
Mm.
you have to, be in the grassroots. You have to dig, and it's take time. You have to discipline yourself. But if you do these things, you can do it. Anybody can do whatever they want to do. You know, so it's just up to the person. And that's what this company is. It's about you. It's about what you. We have the tools for you. We have all the things laid out for you. Is what are you going to do with it? What are you going to attend the trainings? Are you going to um plug into our system of growing your finances? you know this is all you. We just have the tools to show you how to do it. you know so
So
that's my take on that.
that's good. Thank you. Thank you for the. So if you're just tuning in, Mr. Blaine is part of MyEcon, and MyEcon teaches you a financial. It teaches you financial wealth. Just summarizing and what my understanding of it. It helps you create assets. It also help you.
It helps you to you can increase your lifestyle through your working years. If you work in a job, we show you how to create cash flow. You can take that money, knock out some debt, so that when it comes to retirement, and retirement necessarily you don't have to have an age. You can live that same lifestyle that you're currently living right now, and we show you wealth
Mm,
principles on how to do that. Apply those
okay.
wealth principles to your finances.
And you get mentored by millionaires. These are millionaires that have set up this company. And
And they're
Mr.
down to
Blaine,
earth. They're down
th-
to earth.
they
Yep.
say that down to earth. And Mr. Blaine, as if you missed his testimony, it was powerful. He's already paid off what he said, 2 mortgages,
Yeah, my house is fully paid. I had two mortgages
fully
on the
paid
house,
for.
no
Full,
mortgage.
no mortgage.
Right.
So he has used these principles to get his financial situation together. All right. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Can I
All right.
mention, and can I
Mhm.
mention, I'm sorry, I didn't
Oh,
mean
yeah,
to
you good.
interrupt you. I'm sorry. Can
You
I
good.
mention the strategy that's a part of wealth, and it's called cash asset cash. I think I mentioned it earlier. You take
Uh-huh.
some cash, you create some cash flow. We show people how to create that and put it into something that's gonna create more cash, and it rinse is it's a rinse and repeat. That's what wealthy people do. That's the wealth concept. And then we also show people how to turn their personal contacts into cash and build passive income as well. So those are the
Okay.
resources that we have in our company.
So if you're looking for passive income, if you're looking to get your debt in line, if you're looking to be a part of a company that's going to help you financially, MyEcon is definitely, and you can see his website up in the posting section of this video. So this is the last question, the $1 million question. What makes MyEcon different from other like debt help or financial businesses that's out there? What makes them just unique?
Well, the X factor for my econ is that we not only have the education and the tools, but the commitment and the community of 80,000 associates that's currently in our company, 80,000 plus associates. We work together on the grassroots level, that helps people grow financially, personally, and build digital business systems. We are a family. And like I was saying, we encourage each other to build each other's business. We, you do this, everybody every day manages their finances every single day. It's just like when you brush your teeth every day. You somehow manage your finances. Why have a why you can have a system to do that and educate yourself on how money works, how credit works, how to grow your investment account, doing it yourself with a home based business. And
Mm.
it's and the X factor is also that it's just not just about you bring people in, you make money. That's part of the business. That's the business building part. But also you can make money using the strategies. That doesn't require recruiting or selling. You can do that on yourself, like raise your credit score. You can create cash flow. Some people can create it through their paycheck because they're overpaying in taxes.
Mm.
And we have training for that. Debt elimination creates cash flow. Grow your investment account creates cash flow. We have software to keep up with your income and expenses. So we have the tools. The tools are right in front of you to help you grow your money. So at the end of the day, when you can if you can maintain your same lifestyle as you working your job, and you can create build wealth for your family and pass it down to your children's children. That's what
Mhm.
God said, it's in the Bible.
Mhm.
So that's what separates us from everybody else. There's nothing
Okay.
wrong with all these other companies out here, but um, you have to educate yourself on how money works. Because if you don't, I don't care how much money you make,
Mm.
you're not going to be financially successful.
Well, you're right because we see movie stars with GoFundMe's. You
Mhm.
know, we look at like Prince and Michael. We didn't see them at a billionaire status, but everybody knew, well, back then who Prince and Michael
Yeah.
Jackson was. There's no reason they shouldn't have been a billionaire, but when they died or whatever. So you're right. It doesn't
Mike
matter.
Tyson.
Yeah, Mike Tyson, what's his name? Hammer. MC
Mhm.
Hammer. So yeah, it's not about how much money you have. Like I gave the story about when I was 19, I was probably making not even $5 an hour at one job, but I was saving money up, my bills was paid. I mean, I had a lot of spend money. I shopped every single day at one point, but I had another job, but I still had money in the bank. I had no debt. I really was at the greatest place financially in my life, and I didn't even know that, but I had less money than I had now because I started when I was at churches. Minimum wage was $3.35. So that's why I
Amen.
chuckle.
Amen. I
Yes,
remember those days.
yes,
Yeah.
that's why I chuckle when people like, well, 11, $10, $11. And I understand the economy is different than it was then, but we started off at $3.35, and my raises was a nickel.
Mhm.
And when I tell you I had to take a test to get a nickel raise, and then we had to know the temperatures, everything before
Mhm.
we would take a nickel test. Then we had to wait and we had to take the other and I was happy about getting a nickel raise.
Mhm.
Isn't
Yep.
that something? It's
Yeah,
amazing.
that's crazy.
Amazing. It is crazy. So, all right. So, we're going to wrap it up. I'm trying to see if we had anybody ask you any questions. Okay. All right. They said, do you assist with business credit?
Mm, not not necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly it's credit in terms of, I guess, a person, because the way I look at it is, if you got a 750 plus credit score,
Mm-hmm.
you shouldn't have a problem with business credit. If you have a business, and that's another thing with MyEcon, if you have a business, you can plug your business in with MyEcon and it'll help leverage your business as well as having the MyEcon business. So a person that has a business, an existing business, can
Mm-hmm.
plug their business in with MyEcon, and that's more tax savings. Tax savings is cash flow too. But
Okay.
my business credit, we don't really talk about business credit per se.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Got it. So
yeah,
it's more so it deals with getting your personal finances
yes,
together.
yes.
Okay. And
Mhm.
somebody says, is this an MLM company?
No, it's not. No, it's
It's
not.
not.
No, it's not.
Okay. All
Mm-mm.
right.
not
Let
at
me
all.
see. And they were saying when you was talking about do you want to learn yourself for somebody else, everybody was saying they want to learn themselves. They like me. And it's true. Why pay somebody to do something when you can do it yourself? So far that's the only questions. Facebook is popping up, y'all. So if y'all have any more, I'm sorry. Facebook just like, no, we just gonna show you just this amount
Got
here.
it.
So
Yep.
thank you, Mr. Blaine. We thank you so much. So I'm gonna let you do the two
Pleasure.
minute closeout. And so
Okay.
while you do the closeout, I'm gonna go on your website so they can at least be looking at your website as you speak. And so let me see. Let me pull it up right quick here. All right. See what that website looking like. Ah, it looks nice. All right, go ahead, Mr.
Oh
Blaine.
yeah, yeah. I
There
like
we
that
go.
website. Yeah. Yeah, so we're looking for people that want to grow their finances, want to build an additional stream of income outside of their job or their business. There's no experience necessary. We will work with you to obtain your financial goals. So, in other words, you will be trained on the system until until you learn it, and even then, you're still going to get trained. This, like I said, is training available. You're going to learn through our leaders. Our leaders are very down to earth people. You can ask any questions about, whatever the training is about or whatever. And our program is extremely affordable. You don't need no experience necessary. Our Like I said, we're affordable. Anybody that wants to participate, we have limited spots available. If you're interested, please text cash flow and your name in the comments.
Okay. Um, I'm looking at the people that's a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
The one lady says she has 30 years of administration and business management.
Mm-hmm.
And Mississippi, that's what really brought it out because I'm from Mississippi too.
Yep.
Okay.
These are our leaders. June Carr is our vice president of marketing. He does online marketing training. It's all free, by the way. The training is free.
Okay.
You know, all our trainings are free. If you're a member, it's all our trainings are free.
Okay.
And
Nice.
business aspects to handle for you. All the way, everybody's website's the same.
Mm-hmm.
We've got different products and services. We have identity theft, health and nutrition. We also have travel. Our
Okay.
travel membership is at wholesale prices.
Okay. And the
Yes,
cash flow manager.
the cash flow manager is included in our membership. So
Okay.
that gives you the tool is shows you how to keep up with your income and expenses. While you
Okay.
work in your business. Yep.
It stores all your business and personal financial
Mhm.
transactions. Oh, okay. It's easy. Enter your income, expense, capture receipt, log your mileage. Okay, this is good for business. Really good for business
Yeah.
people.
And
Yeah.
a person, we can, this is, they can get this separately too. But
Okay.
the members, the cash flow manager comes with the membership.
Okay. And then
Mhm.
they have nutrition.
Yep.
Okay. All right. This looks good. Looks really good. And you said the travel membership is at wholesale, right?
Hmm. Yep.
Okay.
And for $11, for they can upgrade to having travel with their membership too. It's just $11 additional.
Mm-hmm.
So you want me to tell you our price?
Oh, how much is it to join?
Is,
Um,
to have the financial success membership without
uh-huh.
the travel,
Uh-huh.
it's $39.95 to start, and it's $35.95 monthly. It's tax deductible, so it's a free business
Wow.
in essence. And if
That's
you want to
good.
travel, you can add $11 to the monthly membership, so it'll be $50.95, but you have access to wholesale travel. Get more for less.
Okay. All right. Sounds good, y'all. We don't have an excuse. You have to put a little sometimes you have to invest in yourself. You can't look at it as this is an added expense. You have to look at it like I'm investing. So we want to thank Mr. Blaine for coming on tonight and sharing with us the business MyEcon. For some of y'all, it might have been the first time you heard of it. Do a little bit more research, get on his website and get the information that's out there. And I met Mr. Blaine at a vendor event. his table was over next to mine. I was never at my table. He'll tell you my table was over there empty because I was so busy socializing. He said, "Oh, yes, yes, you did buy that. All I need is a little bit of coffee and a whole lot of Jesus." So Blair Cherie, she's out there watching. She created that. Yes, you
Oh,
did.
okay.
Yeah,
Great job. And I
yeah.
took notes. I used it to take notes. Take my notes. Yeah,
Oh my God,
for
I
all my
forgot
training.
about that.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
everybody, I want to thank you for tuning in tonight. I pray that you picked up some financial nuggets, or at least it got your mind rolling about the possibilities that you can do with your finances. You don't have to be stuck. You never have to be stuck anywhere. You might feel like you stuck and you can't move, but remember, we have a God that doesn't move on without us. He comes back and he takes us with him. He walks right beside us. So if you're feeling stuck, pray and ask God, is this what you have sent me to help me with my finances? Because listen, we need all the help we can right now with the economy like it is, the food prices. My goodness, even the cat food has went up.
Huh?
I was telling
Your
somebody,
economy doesn't have to be the economy.
there you go. Say it
Mhm.
again.
Your economy doesn't have to be the economy. Doesn't
All
matter
right,
who's in
y'all.
office or who the president is, your politician, whoever.
Amen. So, all right. The website is up in the posting link. I want to thank everybody. I'll be back next week at 8:30 p.m. in Eastern Standard Time with another Ruby Girl Talk. So, thank you once again, Mr. Blaine. And Facebook, we have to sign off for the night with y'all. Good night. Thank you once again. And share this video. Share. Please make sure you share this video.